always. How's the team looking? Is anyone back? Anyone ruled out?
I think Kobe is returning to trainings. We'll see and assess for this game already. Of course, he cannot play a full game. It's a long time without training. So I think Mate has an issue. He has something during the game, and we have to assess. I think the rest is normal.
And obviously, when the fixtures come out, City at home is one of the main fixtures United fans will be looking at. But you've got such a big game coming up on Thursday. You've got players coming back. Will you be rotating? Is that something you can't afford to do in a fixture like this?
No, we are going to focus game by game. We have a few games to recover from the last game, and then we'll have few games to. I think the focus on that department would be more the next one in the Premier League. So we want to win this game. We want to improve in our in the league table, and especially we want to win games. So we are going to have full focus on this game.
Can you just assess Garnacho at the moment? He's obviously played a huge amount of games actually for a young player. Maybe he's not quite delivering what people want, but equally he's still learning how to play the game. How do you assess him?
No, I think he's doing the right things. Of course, he like any player in our team has to choose better, especially in the last third. We have to improve. All the players have to improve. Maybe Bruno is the one that can do something, assist or scoring goals very easily. So we have to improve as a team to help Garnacho. But Garnacho is improving the way he defends, the way he runs. So he's working hard. He needs to score more goals and assists. That is clear, but also the other guys. So I see him as a young kid that wants to improve. He's improving, but he's not in a great moment in that department like the other guys on the team.
Ruben, just want your reaction to Kevin De Bruyne announcing that he will be leaving Manchester City at the end of the season. How have you rated him as a player?
But that is easy. He was like one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. The time passes to everyone, so it's a natural thing. He improved the league. He was on the wrong side of Manchester. So I wish him good luck. It was a pleasure to see him in Portugal a lot of times. So I hope he enjoyed the rest of his life.
Yeah. Ruben, how do you assess the moment that Manchester City are in facing your team? Because obviously when you faced them at the Etihad earlier on in the campaign, they were struggling far more then. Do you think they've recovered from that, or do you still see some of the same problems?
No, I'm more focused on our problems. I think we have bigger problems than Manchester City. They had that run in that moment, but they improved. They can play in different ways. It's really hard to understand how and to think how they are going to face us. So they have maybe the best coach in the world. So they have top players. So it will be a difficult match. But like I said, I'm so focused on improving my team that I'm not worried about the improvements of Manchester City. Just try to understand how Manchester City is going to play to help my players to be on top of their game.
Was the win there the best moment you've had as United manager so far?
I don't know. It's hard to. Sometimes I'm really happy with the small things, not with the big things. And I don't see one game, especially in this kind of club, but in the former clubs, I don't see it one win as a special moment. Special moment is to be really competitive, to win titles. That is the biggest moment. Winning games, you can win even in third division. You can win against the best team in the country. So I don't see it that way.
Mason Mount's been training for nearly 4 weeks now. Is he fit enough to start?
Yeah, he can start, but we have to manage his minutes still.
Just on that, I think his last start was against City.
Yeah.
This is a big run-in for the club, but for him in particular, could this be the making of him at United, given the injury issues he's had?
I don't know. The important thing is not to speak about that too much. If not, he's going to think all the time, it's my time, I have to do it. So let's Mason Mount train a lot of times, getting the load in his body, and forget about that. That is really important, because the mind sometimes is more important than the body. So I don't. It's one more player that is fit to play. We'll see on Sunday.
Hi, Ruben. And you said just then that special moments are winning titles. I think Sunday's your 20th Premier League game. You've got 22 points from a possible 57. With that in mind, the club have got this grand plan of winning the title in 3 years' time. Is it realistic for the club to be thinking in that way, given that points tally that you've got? And is that unfair? Does that put extra pressure on you as a manager when the club comes out with these grand visions of winning a title, which seems, to the outsiders at least, very unrealistic?
Yeah, no, it's not. Of course, I understand that I'm not naive. What I don't want is, sometimes it's for me. I don't want to think that we need a lot of years to be competitive. I cannot think like that. I cannot manage that. It's not in me. That's why I'm putting pressure on myself. I know that we are not going to be the biggest content in the next year or 2 years. I know we need to do a lot of things. We are doing a lot of things, doing this putting some standards, and sometimes we change players, sometimes because they are not just here, sometimes they have to learn how to adjust to our new standards. I know that, so it's really hard to do something like that in 1 year. Then we have to change a lot of things. We are changing a lot of stuff. We are changing a lot of things inside of club. I know that it's going to take time, but I will not think like that, and I will not say that I need a lot of years. I cannot manage that. So for me, it's like we are preparing something that we have to change a lot next year. So it's not next year is our goal. So I'm not saying that we are going to win the title on the next year. I'm not crazy. What I'm saying is that I don't want this conversation that we need a lot of years and let's keep it calm. No, we are in the rush. So next year, we are suffering a lot for next year to be so much better. And that is our goal. And sometimes things can happen. So I don't know. I don't want to be that guy that is here saying that we need a lot of time. I will not be that coach.
Thank you.
Rob? You just said that you're in a rush to win a Premier League title. But when you see City have quite an average season and they're in a position where they're able to spend 180 million in January, and you're talking about maybe in the summer players have to leave before players can come in, is that not quite daunting to see that they're one of the teams that you have to catch and they're able to do this when perhaps you aren't able to do that?
Not just Manchester City, but other teams. They have one. They are already in a place that we need a lot to catch them, and they will improve for sure next season. Again, I just want to focus on our strengths, and then try to use our club to try to bring 1 or 2 players, big players. I don't know. Sometimes big players for me is different from you. What I'm saying is that we need to focus. We are doing all the stuff for next season to be better, and so much better. If we are going to win something, I don't know. It's going to take like 4 years, that was in the memo. I don't know. In my idea, I cannot manage again. I will not manage this thing of in 4 years I will try something. For me, we will start next season. We need to be so much better because this is a massive club and the pressure is that. So I want to put that pressure on me and everybody here.
James. Ruben, just on that, in the past, some of your predecessors as United manager, they'll finish in the top 4, maybe finish second, third, and they've talked about trying to get above City, get above Liverpool. Is the reality of the challenge you face now is it's not just Liverpool or Arsenal, City? There are clubs like Villa and Newcastle and Brighton who, while United have gone down, have all increased, and you've got these clubs to actually get past first before you can even think about toppling a Liverpool or an Arsenal or a City.
I think the focus must be how to improve our team in every aspect. So if we think like that, of course the Premier League is so different. When everybody says, and I have a lot of people saying that Sir Alex Ferguson took like 3-4 years to win something, is not possible nowadays, because you have to speak 3 times and give 3 interviews before each game. So the pressure is completely different. And then any team nowadays in Premier League can win. So it's going to be really important again. But we are in Manchester United. There is a lot of good things. There is a bad things. That is the pressure. No matter what the context, we need to be there with with the best ones. So, of course, we will have to face a lot of adversity and a lot of big teams, more than in the past.
Sir Jim Ratcliffe claims he would leave Man United if he got the same level of abuse as the Glazers, who he claims have retreated into the shadows since his arrival. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has warned that he would walk away from Manchester United if he got as much abuse from fans as the Glazer family. Ratcliffe, who also said he would quit if he failed to turn United's fortunes around, has come under fire from supporters over his running of the club and the prospect of further ticket price rises. The 72-year-old Ineos billionaire was confronted by angry United fans at Fulham in January and admits he would sell up if it got so bad that he needed personal security or had to stay away from Old Trafford like the Glazers. "It can be unpleasant," said Ratcliffe. "I mean, I can put up with it for a while. I don't mind being unpopular because I get that nobody likes seeing Manchester United down where they are, and nobody likes the decisions we're having to make at the moment. If I draw a bit of the ire, I can put up with that. But I'm no different to the average person. It's not nice, particularly for friends and family." Sir Jim Ratcliffe claims he would leave Man United if subjected to same level of abuse as the Glazers. Manchester United fans have long opposed the Glazers and pressure ramped up recently, so, eventually, if it reached the extent that the Glazer family have been abused, then I'd have to say, look, enough's enough guys, let somebody else do this. They can't really come to a match, the Glazers. They've retreated into the shadows a bit now, so I'm getting all the bloody stick. We bought in and I haven't seen them since. It's, thank you, Jim, you're doing a really good job. At the moment, I don't have security, I don't have to walk around like that. But it would defeat the object, wouldn't it? You couldn't tolerate it at that level, it just wouldn't be fun. I haven't had it so far, not really. I had that guy through the car window at the Fulham match that got arsey with me, but I haven't had what I would call threatening behavior. Ratcliffe has been left to run United since investing £1.3 billion in a deal that allowed the Glazers to retain a controlling interest in the club. In an interview with the Sunday Times, he risked upsetting United fans even more by praising the unpopular American owners, particularly for their understanding after Ineos blundered by handing Erik ten Hag a contract extension and hiring director of football Dan Ashworth. "To be fair to the Glazers, they're really good on the commercial side," said Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe has said about saving money at United by implementing a raft of extreme cuts. "The people who advise me say the fans don't want to hear it. So I've got to be cautious. I get a lot of criticism if I support the Glazers, but the fact is they're really decent people. They're very polite, they're very civilized, they're the nicest people on the planet. There isn't a bad bone in Joel Glazer's body. We have a very professional partnership with the Glazer family. To be honest, they could have given us a bloody hard time after we cocked up with Dan Ashworth and Erik ten Hag. Could have, but didn't." Ratcliffe believes the root of United problems was having Ed Woodward and then Richard Arnold as chief executives before Ineos took over and made changes. "I wouldn't have tolerated Ed Woodward or Richard Arnold," added Ratcliffe. "Richard was a rugby man, he didn't even understand football. Ed didn't have the credentials to manage the club. He was a merchant banker, an accountant. The way I look at it is that you had two management teams at Manchester United for the past 12 years who did a poor job. They've made a lot of very poor decisions over 12 years, stupid things. They made a complete cock-up of it, shocking really. To be honest with you, if I fail, they'll step down. But I don't think he'll fail. As soon as we start playing good football and start winning, it will change."